On DeRozan, and there's your Sports Center top 10 for the night, courtesy of Klay Thompson.
It's the count on alley-oops or attempted alley-oops so far tonight.
There's Beal inside to Fareed. Fareed going to be back with the Denver Nuggets this year under the stewardship of Mike Malone, the new head coach. Plumlee, who's now a member of the Trailblazers, missing on that alley-oop. And Fareed with the layup.
Point forward, Kenneth Fareed.
Oh, that's what it
leading
is
the break.
now, huh? I think somebody told these guys there's an MVP award and maybe some cash up for grabs tonight. Plumlee over to Jones, and Plumlee with the putback. 5-point White lead with about 2 minutes to go here in the first half. The culmination of 3 days of USA basketball training camp. The guys got together initially on Monday for a meeting and had a nice get together with Coach Krzyzewski, who's had a chance to be like the uncle at the wedding, go around to different tables and meet everybody.
But he's sending a lot of messages, and again, Klay Thompson with the little handle there. Let me go through the legs, come up with it, and soft finish.
That time of the year, folks, the countdown to the college football season is in the home stretch. Join Sports Center on the road, bringing you a behind-the-scenes look from training camps, live from Alabama and Auburn tomorrow on Sports Center. And speaking of Alabama, DeMarcus Cousins, a native of Alabama, celebrating his 25th birthday today, PJ.
So many of these guys, it's scary because these guys have established themselves as players. They've been in the league for a while, and you look at all the ages, 22, 24, 25. It's really amazing.
A couple of successive missed alley-oops, and Plumlee shows him how to do it at the other end. I asked Cousins, hey, what'd you get for your 25th birthday today? He said, nothing. I said, well, what do you want? He said, I'll just get a W tonight. I don't know if I believe that.
And he'd like to be on that roster going to Brazil next year.
Now that's a present.
Exactly.
There's Fareed, might have walked with it, and he did. Says one of our FIBA officials, Jose Carrion from FIBA Americas.
Excellent official, goes deep as Kyrie Irving, and you know he is licking his chops. He wants to get back out there and be a part not just of this experience, but getting a chance to play healthy basketball again.
Yeah, suffered an injured knee in the NBA Finals early in that series, and you can debate as to whether Cleveland or Golden State would have won, but it certainly would have been a little different if he was in the lineup.
When you take two all-stars and all NBA caliber players off the roster, that can be a factor. But again, as you said, Golden State 83 wins. That was a juggernaut. I don't know that it would have made a difference.
Oladipo with the 360 dunk. And speaking of Kyrie Irving, he was the most outstanding player of the FIBA World Cup last year, scored 26 points in that championship game. The guys from Serbia are still looking for him. 6 for 6 from downtown. He was outstanding.
Well, it's not like we're hurting at the forward spot or the center spot, but you talk about being overloaded. The guard spot is amazing.
Kenneth Fareed says, you better come out and guard me. Draymond Green let him fire. And that's the end of the first half of play. A very quick first half. And it's a 67-60 lead for the white team. Stick around, folks. Stay tuned after these messages. We'll join Doug Kazarian in the studio with a lot more. And welcome back, everyone, to the USA Basketball Showcase presented by Nike. Las Vegas, aglow at night. 7-point lead for the white team. They had 5 players in double figures. Mark Jones courtside along with 10-time USA Basketball assistant coach PJ Carlissimo. Mark Stein joining us in just a bit. Impressions of the first half, Coach?
Better basketball than I expected, to be honest with you, Joe. Obviously offense, very little defense being played. The blue team at least shot the ball well. White struggled to make three-pointers. They didn't attempt. There's only 4 free throws attempted, so that tells you how much defense is being played out there. But I liked it. It was up and down. The conditioning was pretty good. I don't think Tom Thibodeau or Monty Williams are exerting a heck of a lot of
You don't see a lot of offensive.
No, they're just happy.
Let's take a look at tonight's Star Watch, brought to you by Samsung. Some interesting plays Victor Oladipo in the pipeline for USA Basketball with a dynamic move here. And this might have been the highlight of the first half. Klay Thompson through the wickets on DeMar DeRozan. And Blake Griffin, who would have ever thought, Coach, that we might see him on a SportsCenter not top 10 at some point?
Well, maybe in August. You're not going to see that during the regular season. He'll be flying a lot higher.
There's a look at some of the cogent numbers from the first half of play, and we are underway. This culminating a successful 4-day get-together for USA Basketball, which began on Monday when they had their initial meetings with Jerry Colangelo, the managing partner, and head coach Mike Krzyzewski. A couple of days of successful workouts, and the scrimmage to end it all off until next year when they circle August 21st, the potential gold medal game for the Rio Olympics. And this should be showtime. Not missing that one.
A little more elevation that time for Blake. You know, Mike Krzyzewski, I think he got, as he normally does, he got as much accomplished in the meetings before practice. And the video, the films they put together for the players, showing some of the past success, showing some things, stressing exactly what you said. The target is August 21 in Rio, and they want another gold medal. And they start reinforcing that thought right now.
Fareed with the lob up top for Drummond, who couldn't cash in. A whistle and a foul underneath. And great part of the night, we are wired for sound with the players.
Like your style, like my style. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Finally.
Oh! Thank you. I thought you were supposed to let me dunk.
Not quite.
Oh.
You didn't know I had that, did you?
Nope.
Blake Griffin, funny guy. And, you know, PJ, you talk about a guy who's had his opportunities in USA Basketball both times as Cousins lets one fly long. Griffin has had injuries that prevented him from participating. But what do you make of his future with USA Basketball, and how does he fit?
Well, I think he fits in, again, because of the athleticism and because of the fact that he can play close and he can play away from he can get out and he can guard people away from the basket. It's just the depth is the only problem. I think going forward, is he going to be a member of some USA teams? I don't think there's any question about it. But this one next year is, to me, going to be very interesting. Jerry Colangelo talked with us about that. You got Melo and LeBron, potentially 4-time Olympians, the first time that's ever happened for the United States, and potentially 3-time gold medalist. CP3 closing in on his 3rd Olympics. So you still have some guys, early 30s, a couple of those guys, a Melo, a LeBron, a CP, but so many guys in their early or mid-20s who are going to be a part of that pipeline going forward. And I think Blake will be a major contributor.
Fareed missing the jump shot. The absurd thing is that there are going to be multiple All-Stars like Blake Griffin on that slam. Multiple-time All-Stars, max players who won't make the final 12 cut, which really speaks to the depth of the USA Basketball program. And there's my partner's projected Rio roster.
Again, you know I know nothing about this going forward, but those 6 guards, I can't imagine any of those 6 guards. What combination of what they've already accomplished for USA Basketball and what I think they will continue to accomplish next year in the NBA season. I can't imagine forwards like LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Kevin Durant, Kevin Love, been a major contributor. For these guys all have won Olympic gold medals, they've won World Championship, World Cups, and they're all NBA players. And Anthony Davis, the big man in the middle, I'm really intrigued. What I think is going to be that last spot. Are they going to go for a second center? Will they go for a second big? A Dwight Howard, a DeAndre Jordan, a Drummond, a Cousins, or do they go smaller with the Fareed, or do they want another defender, a Butler, a Kawhi Leonard? There are so many critical decisions to be made because, again, it's going to come down, and I think who's going to play against Marcus All, because Spain is still the next best team in the world.
You think they're number 2? Yeah, they're ranked number 2 in the FIBA rankings.
They still are. And who's going to match? In that front line, you can put Mark and Pau Gasol, Serge Ibaka. You do need some bigs to play against those guys. So what Mike Krzyzewski, Jerry Colangelo, and his staff come up with
they went big last year, right? And although they didn't have to play Spain in the final.
Exactly, and I think that, you know, they really weren't all that big in London and obviously enjoyed the success, but I think that's going to be the decision. I mean, not selling anybody else short, any of the other countries. Things can change, but to me, Spain is still the team that they're concerned with beating, and that front line has got to be a major concern, how you match up with them.
Right. Of course, on the flip side, PJ, the problem for the rest of the world facing USA basketball is the versatility.
Well, when you talk about a mismatch, and people sometimes forget this, as simple as it sounds, what's a mismatch on one end is a mismatch on the other end. So how are we going to guard their bigs? Well, guess what? How are their bigs going to guard our tremendous athleticism, the smaller forwards, the guys who can get up and down the floor and shoot three-point shots? So that chess match is going to be very intriguing to me in terms of what people will be coming back here to Las Vegas next July and getting ready to pack their bags for Rio.
All part of the intrigue moving forward. Here's Blake Griffin, a 3-on-1 with Carter Williams and Cousins. Blake, showtime.
Marcus Cousins running a screen. He just wiped out the defense. Left Michael Carter Williams and Blake to play 2-on-0.
And referee Anthony Jordan calls a foul on Blake Griffin. Blake is actually protesting. I think.
Look at DeMarcus on the left. You're missing. He's got his left arm. He just moved Victor Oladipo out of the way. And I think Blake Griffin is trying to get the, I'm sure he heard it at halftime. He's trying to send back the message, hey guys, I still have some hops.
We saw him in the first half get hung on the rim as Andre Drummond knocks down the free throw.
It was a defensive play. He blocked himself.
There was. Drummond goes 1 for 2, and hey, need USA Basketball updates at your fingertips? Folks, download the USA Basketball app today for the latest news on all men's and women's national teams and youth development updates. Check out rosters, photos, videos, and a lot more today. Available at Google Play and the Apple App Store. Here's Harrison Barnes out top, working against Kawhi Leonard.